Yeah, how's it going today? 17th of November, Sunday, and we're gonna be taking a look at the market and all finances, right? Well, take a look at finances, but perhaps we can take a look at the first government's press release, and from there, we can progress. And let's take a look at some of the businesses and what kind of solutions might be available, right? First one that would be the something that will be published yesterday. Uh, the National Health Services in UK is struggling, and they've been struggling for a very long time, and they're not responding to emails. Yeah, as well as it seems that they're not interested in doing business with anyone. So keep sending emails, everyone's waste of time. So I think they organizing protest, right? Roadshow. It's perfect. We're gonna be looking to make a lot of noise, I guess. It's just that government keeps bringing these services up, and it seems that no one has any solutions of what to do, and productivity is falling up. Productivities have fallen by at least 6%, and there was two wage increases. Two times they have increased wages. So we have laid a strong foundation of how much capital NHS will have right now. Later we can optimize that capital later within 8 years, since there was more than once it had increased how much finances they have and constantly looking for solutions. They just collecting these services. Seems that these services are, if they could, they would increase their wages one more time. If they could, why not, right? When it comes to technology, there might be some solutions of that. So I thought we can touch on when it comes to different businesses, right? That would be 80% of Twitter's full-time staff has evaporated under Musk. NHS, I never used NHS. I don't have any experience. I have taken some people to NHS more than once for unpleasant experience, right? But I never used NHS for myself, as well as Twitter. I never used Twitter, so I can't comment on the NHS services. They might be good, they might be bad. I don't know. As well as Twitter, I never used Twitter, but it seems that Twitter or technology was acquired by entrepreneur, and he let go of 80% of staff, right? Elon Musk was laying off last October when it told, okay, 75% of employees at this newly acquired toy, they calling it toy, I don't think it's a social platform, wouldn't lose the jobs under the ownership. Okay. So turns out it close to 80% of roughly 7.5 thousand people. The time turns out it close to 80%. Okay, working the before Musk took over Friday, barely 1.3 thousand in total. Fewer than 550 full-time engineers left the husk of the company. I believe everyone knows it, and so that would be transition, right? So currently there's a lot of people, and it's ongoing thing. They cannot increase productivity, and there's a lot of people. Perhaps they would be taking a look at software solutions, and from software solutions, perhaps there would be within 5 years there's gonna be software. There's gonna be perhaps one or maybe two companies only, and from software there's gonna be too many engineers. It's an ongoing thing, right? I was taking a look at example of a contract that was handed to perhaps we were working with very limited information when it comes to handing out contracts and what would be agreements, all those kind of things, right? What the entire subject and just how feasible it might be. It could be very complex, right? It can potentially, and we potentially going to be working with a very high risk industry that we're working with people, right? And when it comes to software solutions, perhaps we can take a look at some of these companies and how we could solve this kind of problem, right? So, and all being productive, right? So that would be just an example. We can take a look at one, two, three, four, five, maybe companies, and all five more or less would offer different solutions, right? I'm taking a look at these companies for the first time. I have seen the problem, and I'm doing a little bit of research and trying to understand how to solve this problem. It's the only thing what's happening, right? And at some point, perhaps in the beginning, it might cost a lot to run this kind of business. Later, perhaps there would be too much staff, and too much staff would do nothing, and then it would be ongoing cycle, right? But anyway, comparative analysis of the base point cloud visualization tools. So the potentially just one of the AI companies available up there who could offer some of the solutions, right? Example of the next company that would be OSOS. Sure, I believe this particular company was focusing on operating system. That I believe that's where OS is coming from. But anyway, some of the solutions would be education and or e-diary of education establishment, primary element of schools and or art schools or so, right? As well as that would be partly of what would be required having those platforms. So education could be part of it, right? But ultimately, the would system entire system would need to be built so there would be no human interaction, right? So I thought maybe we'll touch on that. Example of next company that would be mostly all the robotic solutions. We were taking a look at first time then was Grape operation online, and robot was able to perform operation was 16 years ago. So many years ago. How much progress was made since then, right? And that was just an example of robotic solutions, right? That will be robotics and automation, as well as improving efficiency, as well as providing solutions, right? So most likely we would be taking a look at more on the hardware side of things, right? Let's progress. Next example that would be data and how much data would be collected, how that data would be stored, and some of the solutions up there. Again, taking a look at all these companies for the first time, right? So that would be AI consulting, machine learning, generative AI, NLP solutions, data engineering services. But overall, would be focused on data, right? On the last company, we can briefly touch on Innovice, I believe, and this company is operating across Europe in a number of different countries. And some of the case study examples of 3D modeling, right, VR training. But again, they might come back to person involvement if possible. Perhaps the person can oversee, but all operations should be built so that people won't be required, right? As well as data science and OEI for medical research. Here you go. So that is just an example of some of the solutions up there. But again, it might require a lot of time. It might cause a lot of problems, all those kind of things. Thanks for watching. See you next one.